What if I told you, you're not just living on Earth, you're traveling through a galaxy right now at unimaginable speed, and you don't feel a thing? Before you try to understand the Milky Way, pause for a moment and consider something quietly astonishing. You are already inside it, not observing it from a distance, not separate from it, but living, breathing, and existing within it every second of your life. The Milky Way is not just a distant object in the sky, not just that faint band of light you sometimes notice on a clear night. It is your cosmic home, a vast, spiraling system that surrounds you in every direction, even when you cannot see it. Everything you know exists within this single structure. Every sunrise you have ever witnessed, every memory you carry, every moment of your life, all of it has taken place inside the Milky Way. It is the stage on which your entire existence unfolds, quietly holding everything together without ever asking for your attention. And yet, most of the time, you don't feel it. You don't feel the size of it. You don't feel the motion of it. You don't feel the fact that you are part of something so enormous that your mind struggles to fully imagine it. Because from where you are, it feels like stillness. But in reality, the Milky Way is a vast, rotating galaxy filled with hundreds of billions of stars, along with planets, dust, gas, and unseen forces that extend far beyond what your eyes can perceive. It is structured like a giant spiral, slowly turning through space, carrying everything within it along for the journey, including you. Your planet is not fixed in one place. It is part of a solar system, and that solar system is part of the Milky Way. And as the galaxy moves, everything inside it moves together in perfect balance. Yet there is no noise, no shaking, no sense of speed, just quiet existence. That is what makes this realization so powerful. You are constantly in motion through space, traveling at incredible speeds, and still you feel completely at rest. The galaxy does not disturb your awareness. It simply carries you gently and continuously, without ever making its presence obvious. And because you are inside it, you cannot see its full shape the way you might see a distant object. It is like being inside a vast forest. You can see the trees around you, you can see light filtering through, but you cannot step outside to view the entire structure at once. When you look up at the night sky, the stars you see are part of the Milky Way. The faint glowing band that stretches across the darkness is the dense center of the galaxy, visible from within. It is a reminder that you are looking through your home, not at something far away. You are surrounded by it, in every direction, and still it asks nothing from you. It does not rush you. It does not pressure you. It does not demand that you understand. It simply exists, vast and silent, allowing you to live your life within it while it continues its slow, steady motion through the universe. And maybe that is what makes it so grounding to realize that no matter how complex life feels, no matter how fast your thoughts move or how heavy your worries become, you are still part of something much larger, something calmer, something that has been moving in quiet balance long before you were here. The Milky Way does not change for your problems, and yet it holds you within it anyway. A quiet reminder that you are not outside the universe trying to find your place in it. You are already in it, already part of it, already home. Now, as you gently hold on to the idea that you are already inside the Milky Way, allow your mind to stretch a little further, because understanding where you are is only the beginning. The real question is, how vast is this place you call home? And the answer does not come easily, because the size of the Milky Way is not something the human mind was naturally built to grasp. We are used to thinking in kilometers, in cities, in countries, even in the size of our planet. But here, those measurements quietly fall apart. In space, distance is measured in light years. A single light year is the distance light travels in 1 year, moving at a speed so fast that it can circle the Earth multiple times in just 1 second. And yet, even at that speed, it takes light years to cross the distances between stars. Now imagine this. The Milky Way stretches across more than 100,000 light years. That means if you could travel at the speed of light, the fastest possible speed, It would still take you over 100,000 years just to go from one side of the galaxy to the other, and we are nowhere near that speed. So in human terms, it is not just large, it is beyond reach. Inside this enormous structure are hundreds of billions of stars, each one a sun. Each one with its own story, its own life cycle, its own potential system of planets orbiting around it. Try to picture that. Not one sky, but billions of skies. Not one sun, but hundreds of billions of suns, and somewhere among all of them is our own small star, quietly shining in a distant arm of the galaxy, far from the center, far from the crowded regions, almost hidden in the vastness. From our perspective, the night sky feels full, but in reality, what we see is only a tiny fraction of what exists. Most of the Milky Way remains invisible to our eyes, hidden by distance, dust, and the simple limitation of being inside it. It is like trying to understand an ocean while standing on a single shore. You can see the waves in front of you. You can feel the water at your feet, but the true size of the ocean stretches far beyond your horizon. In the same way, the galaxy surrounds you completely, yet its full scale remains just beyond direct experience. And this is where something interesting happens to the mind. When faced with such vastness, it slowly begins to quiet down, because there are no simple comparisons, no easy ways to measure or contain it. The numbers grow so large that they stop feeling like numbers at all, and instead become a kind of silent awareness, an awareness that you are part of something immense, something that does not fit into ordinary understanding. And yet, despite this scale, everything remains in balance. Stars are spaced so far apart that collisions are rare. Systems move in harmony. The structure holds itself together across distances that feel almost infinite. It is not chaos. It is order on a scale so large that it feels like stillness. And within that stillness, your entire life is unfolding. Every moment, every thought, every experience, taking place inside a galaxy so vast that even light needs thousands of years to cross it, and still, you are here. Present, aware. Living inside something your mind can barely measure, a scale so great that it turns understanding into silence. Now, as your mind slowly adjusts to the scale of the Milky Way, there is something even more subtle, almost invisible, yet constantly happening all around you. Everything is moving, not in a way you can feel, not in a way you can hear, but in a slow, steady motion that has been continuing long before you were born and will continue long after. The Milky Way is not fixed in space, it is rotating, gently, silently, like a vast cosmic wheel turning through the darkness. This rotation is not fast in the way we understand speed. It takes hundreds of millions of years for the galaxy to complete just one full turn. A single rotation is longer than the entire history of human civilization many times over. And within this rotation, every star, every system, every cloud of dust is moving together, held in a delicate balance by gravity. Our solar system is part of this motion. Right now, as you sit still, as you listen, as you simply exist, you are traveling through space at incredible speed, orbiting the center of the Milky Way along with the Sun and all the planets. But because everything around you is moving at the same pace, there is no sensation of motion at all. It feels like stillness, and that is the quiet beauty of it. Movement so vast that it becomes invisible. Layer upon layer of motion is happening at once. The Earth spins on its axis, creating day and night. At the same time, it orbits the Sun, marking the passage of seasons. Beyond that, the entire solar system is moving through the galaxy. And beyond even that, the Milky Way itself is drifting through the larger universe. All of this is happening together, perfectly aligned, perfectly balanced, and yet, your experience remains calm. There is no chaos in this movement, no sense of being thrown through space, no disruption to your awareness. It is smooth, continuous, almost like a quiet current carrying everything along without resistance. This kind of motion does not demand attention. It does not rush. It does not change suddenly. It simply continues. And because it is so steady, so consistent, your mind begins to accept it as stillness, even though it is anything but still. There is something deeply calming in realizing that not all motion needs to feel intense or unstable. Not all movement creates noise or urgency. Some movement is so vast, so evenly distributed across time and space, that it becomes peaceful. Even the stars around you are moving in their own paths, orbiting the galactic center in graceful arcs. Some move slightly faster, some slower, depending on their distance, but all of them remain part of the same shared motion. It is like a silent dance, a dance where nothing collides, nothing rushes, nothing breaks the flow, just continuous movement, unfolding over millions and billions of years. And within that dance, your entire life is taking place. You are not standing still in a fixed universe. You are part of a journey so slow, so vast, that it feels like rest instead of motion, and maybe that is the most beautiful part of all, because it reminds you that you don't always need to move quickly to be moving forward, that even in stillness, there can be progress, even in quiet, there can be motion. The Milky Way does not hurry, yet it continues its path through space with perfect consistency, and you, without realizing it, are traveling with it, carried gently through the universe, without effort, without noise, without interruption, always moving, always flowing, always in quiet motion. Now, as your awareness gently moves toward the very center of the Milky Way, there is something there that almost feels like a quiet secret, something you cannot see with your eyes, yet something that quietly shapes everything around it. At the core of our galaxy lies a supermassive black hole known as Sagittarius A, and, despite the intensity often associated with the idea of a black hole, what exists there is not chaos in the way we imagine, but a kind of silent power, a presence. It does not shine like a star. It does not glow in a way that draws attention. In fact, it is invisible, hidden behind thick clouds of cosmic dust and distance so vast that even the most advanced tools struggle to observe it directly, and yet, its influence is undeniable. Stars near the center of the galaxy move in fast, curved paths, orbiting something unseen. Their motion reveals the presence of an immense gravitational force, a force so strong that it holds together a region of space thousands of light years across. And this force originates from a point that is incredibly small compared to the size of the galaxy itself. It is difficult to imagine something so compact, yet so powerful, quietly anchoring a structure as vast as the Milky Way. But what makes this even more fascinating is the way it operates. There is no sound in space, no roar, no explosion announcing its presence. Even as matter moves near it, even as light itself bends under its gravity, everything happens in silence. Complete silence, the kind of silence that does not feel empty, but steady, controlled, balanced. This black hole does not randomly pull everything into itself. Most of the galaxy remains at safe distances, moving in stable orbits, guided by the overall gravitational structure that includes not just the black hole, but the combined mass of billions of stars and unseen matter. It is not destruction that defines it. It is influence, a quiet shaping of motion, a gentle yet powerful guidance of the galaxy's structure, and because it cannot be seen directly, we understand it through its effects, through the way stars move, through the way space bends, through the patterns that reveal something hidden at the center. It is like observing ripples on water and knowing something lies beneath the surface, even if you cannot see it clearly. And in a strange way, this brings a sense of calm, rather than fear, because it shows that not everything needs to be visible to be real. Not everything needs to announce itself to have meaning or power. Some of the most important forces in existence operate quietly, without ever drawing attention. Even from our distant position in the galaxy, far away from the center, we are still part of the system it helps shape. The orbit of our solar system, the structure of the spiral arms, the overall balance of the Milky Way. All of it is connected, directly or indirectly, to this central presence. And yet we go through our lives without ever feeling its pull, without ever noticing its existence. Because the scale is so large and the motion so smooth that everything feels stable. And perhaps that is the most calming realization of all, that at the heart of something as vast as a galaxy, there can exist a center that is powerful yet quiet, unseen yet essential, intense yet perfectly balanced. A reminder that not all strength needs to be loud, not all control needs to be visible. Sometimes the greatest forces in existence are the ones that move in silence, shaping everything while remaining hidden at the center. Now, as your awareness drifts outward from the center of the Milky Way, across its wide, spiraling arms, there is something quietly extraordinary waiting to be noticed. Not just the structure of the galaxy, but what fills it. Because the Milky Way is not empty space with a few scattered lights. It is filled with stars, hundreds of billions of them, each one a sun, burning, shining, existing in its own place within this vast system. Some are large and bright, radiating intense energy. Others are smaller, dimmer, quieter, glowing softly for billions of years without ever drawing attention. And around many of these stars, Grog, there are planets, worlds, entire systems that exist far beyond our sight, orbiting their stars in the same quiet way Earth orbits the sun. Some of these planets may be rocky. Some may be made of gas or ice. Some may have conditions so unfamiliar that they stretch beyond imagination. But they are there. Countless possibilities, spread across the galaxy. When you look at the night sky, what you see feels simple, just points of light scattered across darkness. But each of those points is a distant sun, potentially surrounded by its own set of worlds. Entire systems unfolding quietly, far away from human awareness. And this realization begins to change something in the way you think, because it gently reminds you that existence is not limited to what you can see. There is so much more, quietly, present beyond your perception. Even within our own galaxy, scientists estimate that there could be billions of planets. Some may resemble Earth in certain ways. Others may be completely different. But the sheer number itself creates a sense of openness, a sense that the universe is not narrow or confined. It is expansive, creative, full of variation, and yet all of this is happening in silence. Stars are forming in distant clouds of gas and dust, slowly coming together over millions of years. Planets are shaping themselves in orbits around these stars, finding their place in a system that may remain stable for billions of years. Some stars are fading, releasing their elements back into space, becoming part of the material that will form new stars and new worlds in the future. It is a continuous cycle. Creation, existence, transformation, all unfolding without noise, without urgency. And within this cycle there is a kind of quiet harmony. Nothing is rushed, nothing is forced. Each star, each planet, each system follows its own path, guided by the same fundamental forces that shape the entire galaxy. There is no competition, no chaos, just a vast network of existence unfolding at its own pace. And when you allow yourself to sit with this idea, even for a moment, something begins to soften, because it reminds you that the universe is not limited in possibility. It is not restricted to one outcome, one path, one form of existence. It continues to create, again and again, across distances so large that they almost feel endless. And within that endless field of stars, you are here, on one planet, orbiting one star, inside one galaxy among billions, and yet your experience matters, because you are part of this same system. The same processes that formed distant stars also formed the elements within you. The same forces that shape galaxies are present in subtle ways in everything that exists. You are not outside this vastness, you are included within it. And perhaps that is what makes it feel so calming, not just the size, not just the number of stars, but the quiet realization that possibility itself is woven into the fabric of the universe. A galaxy filled with light, filled with worlds, filled with silent, endless potential. And you, gently existing within. It is part of that same infinite possibility, and now, as everything begins to settle, as the scale, the motion, the mystery, and the quiet beauty of the Milky Way come together, there is one final realization that gently brings it all closer to you. Because after everything we've explored, the question is no longer just what the Milky Way is. The question becomes, where are you in it? And the answer is both simple and profound. You are already inside the story, not at the center, not at the edge, but somewhere within the vast, spiraling arms of this galaxy, on a small, quiet planet orbiting a single star, moving slowly through space along with everything else. From one perspective, it can feel small, almost insignificant. A single life, on a single planet, inside a galaxy filled with hundreds of billions of stars. It is easy to think that nothing here really matters in comparison to something so large. But that feeling begins to change when you look a little deeper. Because your place in the galaxy is not about size, it is about connection. The same universe that formed the Milky Way also formed you. The same elements that were created in ancient stars are now part of your body. The carbon in your cells, the oxygen you breathe, the iron in your blood. All of it was once forged in the heart of stars that existed long before Earth was even formed. That means your existence is not separate from the galaxy. It is a continuation of it, a living expression of a process that has been unfolding for billions of years. And right now, in this moment, as you think, as you feel, as you become aware of all of this, the universe is, in a way, becoming aware of itself through you. Not in a loud or dramatic way, but quietly, gently. Through your thoughts, your curiosity, your ability to reflect on something as vast as the Milky Way while sitting on a small planet. Within it, that alone is something extraordinary, because it means that even though you are physically small in comparison to the galaxy, your awareness connects you to it in a way that goes beyond size. You are not just part of the structure, you are part of the experience, and this realization begins to bring a sense of calm, rather than insignificance. Because you are not lost in the Milky Way, you are held within it, carried by it, included in its motion, its balance, its ongoing story. Every second of your life, you are traveling through space along with the galaxy, even if you cannot feel it. Every breath you take is part of a system that was shaped by cosmic processes. Every moment you experience is unfolding inside a structure so vast that it quietly holds everything together. And yet, it does not overwhelm you. It allows you to exist peacefully within it. There is no pressure from the galaxy, no demand to understand everything, no expectation to figure out its mysteries all at once. It simply continues and allows you to be part of it. And maybe that is where the deepest sense of peace comes from, not from trying to understand everything, but from realizing that you don't need to, because you already belong. You always have. From the moment the elements that make up your body were formed to this exact moment where you are aware of your place in the universe, you have been part of the same continuous flow, a flow that does not rush, a flow that does not force, a flow that simply carries everything forward, gently, quietly, endlessly. And within that flow, you are exactly where you are meant to be. Not separate, not distant, but fully connected to the galaxy that surrounds you. A quiet part of something vast, yet never outside of it. In the end, you were never just a person looking up at the stars. You were always a part of them, quietly moving through the Milky Way exactly where you belong.